And under his tenure, Miguna's deportation.
True.
Under his tenure, Rivayala bodies that we've still never gotten answers to.
Yes.
Under his tenure, shutdown of local media. Sorry, Shakahola. Yes, Shakahola as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to reconcile those two. And you said, welcome to Kisii, Dr. Matiang'i. That's the same Dr. Matiang'i.
Let me tell you, the moment you changed Chapter 6 of the Kenyan Constitution, you lowered the bar. Let me ask, why are you discussing Matiang'i? Discuss William Ruto. Why is the president encouraging abductions? Why is it that people are being, your journalists being taken to court because they have done a documentary on the abductions? Why are we having 100 billion being stolen and nothing happens? I am not saying that we shouldn't interrogate Matiang'i. What I'm saying is we reduce the threshold in such a manner that we accepted that until somebody has been proven guilty, they are innocent until they are proven guilty. My position is it is Matiang'i's responsibility to be accountable, to be answerable, and he will be explaining to Kenyans why those things happened, if they did happen. My position is very simple. I've said this publicly before. I think he mishandled the Miguna scenario. I have mentioned in public and said I think Miguna deserves an apology from him unequivocally, and I think it is important for him to explain the circumstances under which those decisions was being made. Does it exonerate himself from those issues? My answer is no. Should that disqualify him from running for president? No. Why? Because show me one of the guys running for president who has better record, worse record. We are nearly all the same. Thugs, crooks, and something in between. That has been my position. So I'm arguing. Let me give you an example. Look at Donald Trump. He's been convicted as a rapist. He's been convicted as somebody who has broken 2030 laws. He has been convicted of crimes except against humanity, but all sorts of crimes. And yet in reality, even the same standard which is high in the US, Trump went on and won elections, and that is it. So I'm not justifying Fred's behavior. What I am saying is we must methodically understand that we do not have angels. Even me. If you went into my closet and checked out what was in there, you'd most probably be shocked. And yet I'm constantly discussing and saying, listen, we can do it better. We don't have to steal. Okay, maybe I've stolen once or twice, maybe small, or maybe I didn't. But I'm saying we must stop this issue of pontificating and carrying an attitude as if we are looking for Jesus Christ who's going to come and save everybody in the world.
So then let's let Ruto run. Continue running.
My attitude is take the two if you think they're both criminals and let's judge them fairly.
Because
that's my argument.
Here you are, you're saying that you have so much criticism against William Ruto.
He's the president.
And then you say, okay, so here is William Ruto, he's so wrong, but here's Matiang'i, but what's wrong?
No, but Ruto is the president.
But you want Matiang'i to become president.
Ruto is the president. My argument is this.
And you want Matiang'i to become president.
Absolutely. If you look at what I would call, quote unquote, the crimes of Ruto and Matiang'i is 10%. That's all I'm saying.
Because he's not yet president.
No, because if you look at the issues which are raised, let me tell you this. We do not have a government agency that has got the responsibility to tell us what happens here in Rivayala. You guys talk about it. All right? You guys have not even been able to do a documentary to see somebody saying, yes, I saw Matiang'i give these orders, these instructions. You are just talking about hypothetical.
Not hypothetical.
But wait, Latif, wait.
Senator,
but the truth, let me finish, then you come in. But what I am saying, and I repeat this, he's accountable. When the time comes for him to explain to the Kenyans, he will be.
When he is launching a presidential bid, is that not the time to be accountable? When he was in office,
he is not a candidate yet.
When he was in office, I think he was accountable. When he left office, I think still accountable.
Absolutely.
Now as a private citizen, still accountable.
But he's been out of office for 3 years. Has anybody arrested him or taken him to court for any crimes?
Does that mean he's not accountable?
No, not really. But I'm answering the question, shouldn't we have, if you have Oscar Sudi saying Matiang'i has done all this and this, again, Oscar Sudi are in government. So get the evidence and charge the guy. Let's be fair. You see, Latif, I'm not saying Fred is an angel, but what I am saying is if you look and compare with the people that we have, and you look and compare with the people in administration, if some of the things I know, I was to sit here and start talking about them, you people would think I've gone crazy. And yet that is the reality of our politics. Our politics is dysfunctional to the extent that it is very difficult to take a candidate or an individual who's in political power today and find one who has a clean record.
Would you like to have one?
Who, me?
No. Would you like to have our next leader to be somebody who is at least above this political reproach?
In terms of?
Currently, all this dirty water that we're saying, all of them are muddied. In fact, not just mud, there are feces all over them, right? That's what you're saying. Would you like to have our next president being cleaner than the current?
Absolutely. Okay. That is why I'm saying let the nominations take place. If Matiang'i is the presidential candidate, let him answer questions about his behavior before, when he was a cabinet minister and after he left, and then let him answer the questions for himself and let Kenyans judge him and decide whether they're going to vote or not.
Mariam and Eric, what's the threshold for clean?
That's the thing. So I don't think there's any perfect person, and I don't think it's a matter of pontification and wanting some angel to run for president, but it is fair to ask ourselves, when you see red flags and you ignore them, you don't have anyone to blame but yourself. Before President William Ruto got into power, a lot of the same questions could be asked about his integrity, about his past. All of those questions could be asked, but largely the country ignored them, voted him in. Okay, we're here now. If we do the same with Dr. Matiang'i, who do we then come to blame?
My argument is very simple. You still have a record of both these individuals. You can have a record of William Ruto and have a record of Matiang'i in terms of performance. I mean, you can take the issue of raising Matiang'i's character and what happened when he's the Minister for Interior. But look at Matiang'i. When he was the Minister for ICT, which you've raised, that he actually behaved badly when the reason why, and I'm not answering for him, I'm just giving the interpretation I got when these events were happening. All your media houses refused to move from
analog to digital. Not all.
Most.
Yeah.
When this argument was going through, when we were discussing it in Parliament, when we were trying to ask, why are people refusing to move from analog to digital? The next thing, of course, the TV stations were off, and it took, I think, about a week. Everybody was back on digital, and the story ended. How can you use that as a negative against the guy? Because you people in the media were the ones who actually created him. He came in, there was a government policy, the thing was passed in Parliament, and you refused to switch off your TV stations from analog to digital. Let's go to the Ministry of Education. Which minister has done a stunning job, including, and I'm sorry to use this case, but it's important for my data. My father was a Minister for Education 35 years ago.
Right.
Matiang'i's performance was exemplary in terms of, we were having challenges of exams. We were having issues. I am aware, even the issue where you have discussed about the land question on what happened and everything. My point is this: I am not exonerating him from accountability. I am saying give him a fair chance to respond and answer those questions when the time comes.
Okay.